Hi everyone, welcome back to another speed build. Today we are building a French chateau with a winery. Well, I guess in The Sims it'd be called a juicery, but that doesn't sound as good. I have been watching a lot of Emily in Paris. I binge watched the entire series in one day, but the episodes are short, so I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt. But there is a chateau that is featured in the show. I won't spoil the actual series for you, but there's a beautiful house that they visit, and this is heavily inspired by that. There was only a couple photos. It is a real house in France. It's called Le Château. No, I'm not going to butcher that, actually. I only took French in elementary school, so I'm going to save myself the embarrassment. But yeah, this was making me want to travel very badly. I would love to be Jordan in Paris, in a chateau, sipping on some wine, but unfortunately, Miss Rona has other plans for us. So I'll just build stuff in The Sims to make me feel like I'm in France. We are in Windenburg. I feel like that's the perfect lot if you want to build some sort of European style home. I feel like it doesn't quite look like France, but at least it's like some variation of it. But yeah, this house came together quite nicely, mainly because I had a photo to use. Just the front load, this part that you see here is the only reference that I had. The rest of it I kind of just made up myself. But I use those vine details pretty much, well, on the back of the house and the front, and that little side entrance on the right. I don't actually know what that was in the photo, or they don't show it in the show either. So I just made that into like an entranceway. It kind of looks weird from the back, so I just covered it with trees, but you get the idea. And then this is the actual winery. What are they called? Like the wine cellar area where they make the wine. And then I had the idea that that would be like a wine tasting room, I guess. I thought it turned out really cool. I've never done this before in The Sims. I think it'd be so cool if we actually had like a juice tasting. I don't know. That probably would never happen, but the fact that they don't even call it wine says enough that we're probably never going to get wineries, but at least I can make fake ones in The Sims. For the actual Grape Bushes, I couldn't find them in debug. Can you get harvestable plants in debug? I actually don't know. So here I'm using these. They kind of look like cabbage, I'm not gonna lie, but it was like as close as I could find to make it look like a wine bush. Because wine, they look like little trees almost. So I feel like this is, I don't know, as close as I could get. So I just kind of put them around this like wine area. In the real world, this would be a lot bigger. There would be tons of them, but I wanted to be on a smaller lot. I hate building on big lots. It freaks me out, and I just feel like I don't know what to do with the space. I mean, I guess I could have done like the big 64 by 64, I guess, but I feel like it's a little too aggressive for my liking. And as I was building this, I realized that we can have vacation lots anywhere in the world, or like any of the worlds now with Snowy Escape. So I think this would be the perfect like rental lot for your Sims. So I thought it worked out kind of nicely. And I think as I was doing the pool is when I realized, and I was like, oh, this could totally just be a vacation house. So that's kind of how I envisioned it when I was furnishing it, because I don't know, I don't really love the furnishing style, but I think it fits like the whole French countryside vibe. So yeah, this is the pool area. There is a pool in the TV series as well, and like the dad is like naked. I had to rewatch the episode a couple times just to like see what the pool looked like. I don't think the actual real life house has this pool, but I really liked the one in the show. It had like the hedges around it, which I thought was kind of nice. And then these cobblestone looking floor tiles are from Get Together. Get Together was a really good pack. And I think this is what's making me I've been having a lot of thoughts about Snowy Escape lately. I'm very excited for the build and buy and all the cool stuff that's coming with it, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like it should have been a game pack. Can someone explain to me what the difference between a game pack and an expansion pack is? Because I'm not really seeing it anymore. At first I was like, oh, well, if there's a new world, that's an expansion pack, but then like vampires came with a world and so did Realm of Magic, but those worlds were really small. But I just feel like content-wise, like, other than the fact that we're getting a really nice world, what is Snowy Escape bringing that is expanding the game? Other than like skiing and snowboarding and like personality stuff, but I feel like that's gonna get boring very quickly. And I don't mean to be negative because it does look really cool, and I'm very happy that everyone is very excited. I guess we'll see. So this is the wine tasting room. I thought this turned out really nice. I'm so glad we have these objects because I really don't know what I would have done if we didn't have Dine Out. So yeah, those like wine fridges are from Dine Out. And in real life, I don't think those would actually be fridges. They would just be in barrels. I don't know, which is why I just added those barrels to allude to that. This rug is from Get Famous, and I thought this was perfect. I was so happy when I was finally able to use this. I think it's a really nice rug. And I learned building this that there's another swatch that comes and it's not dirty. And this rug actually comes in like 20 other swatches that I had no idea existed. So I used that rug again inside, just not like the dirty version. Yeah, just adding those boxes. I thought that would be like the wine stock or something. And then off camera, I actually added a truck in from Debug, and then I cluttered that up with a bunch of boxes as well. Moving on into the interior, I used those pillars, and then you can, I don't know what those are called actually, not awnings, the wood beams, I guess. Oh, and also I do realize that those beams are green. It's not on purpose. I literally thought they were brown. I am colorblind, so sometimes it's really hard for me to see what colors things are. Usually I'll filter by color, but it just takes a long time. And I actually thought my color blindness was getting better until the last couple builds I did when I'm watching footage back, and I'm like, that is not the color I thought it was. For some reason, when I'm editing, I can tell the color a lot better. But I caught myself when I was actually building this. I like zoomed in really closely, and I was like, that is green. And I didn't mean for it to be green. I mean, it doesn't look that bad, but it wasn't intentional. So I do switch them back to brown. But yeah, so for the interior, I wanted it to be very French country. So like old world. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but in the show, they kind of had a similar style. So the inside had these like rustic wood floors, lots of beams, tons of wood. So that was kind of the idea that I was going with here. I personally wouldn't have decorated it like this if I thought someone was going to be actually living here, but because it's a vacation home, I feel like this would actually be really nice and I would definitely stay here. So the kitchen is really small. I was really scared about the layout because I did that thing where I just build the entire house and then hope for the best. And then when I looked inside, I was like, oh God, this is going to be a struggle, but I think it turned out okay. The kitchen's a little bit smaller than I would have liked, but I've actually been really enjoying doing kind of cozier builds, more enclosed. I don't know, when I feel like you have a big open space, it's kind of hard to do things. The green pillars are stressing me out right now. Those are green, right? I'm pretty sure. I do change them, don't worry. But yeah, I thought this kitchen was very rustic looking. I wish we had like more rustic cabinets. Off camera, I kind of struggled with what cabinets to use. Wasn't too sure. I was gonna use the Parenthood ones, but they were a little too orangey. I don't know, I really wanted like a muted wood tone, kind of grayish wood, but not actually gray. But I was struggling to find things that actually matched, so. And that's when I switched the beams and I think they look so much better. So those are actually from base game too, and I like how they have like the bottom detail as well. So this is now the family room, or like the main living space. It's very like dark, but also warm, if that makes sense. I get some bookcases along that wall and it gets super like enclosed. I think this build would be really nice in the winter. If it was like snowing and you had the fire going, and I just need to travel. This is so rough. Usually I like to travel as often as possible, but that's not really happening right now. So I'm obviously dying to go to Europe. So hopefully everyone just please stay home so we can travel again. And I know it's none of you people watching this, because if you like to play games, you probably also like staying home. That might be a generalization, but I'm definitely a homebody, so yeah. I was also really struggling to find, it's like the suitcase with the books on top. I've been doing this a lot in builds, and I'll like use the 9 key to move it up and down, and then it kind of just sets on right here, you can see, just to make it look like there's a whole bunch of books on the coffee table. And you can't really see the bottom part, so I think it just looks nice. I guess this house kind of looks a little bit haunted, maybe. Now that I'm looking back on it, I'm like, I don't know, you let me know. I feel like it's cozy enough, but yeah, I was really happy with how this turned out, actually. Used a lot, actually, I think I used pretty much all the packs again. I feel like my next build, I'm going to actually try to just do a base game build, because I keep talking about it, so I should probably just try it. I did find it a little bit strange that there was like 2 dining areas like right beside each other, but just the way the floor plan worked out, I don't know. This room is a lot of cats and dog stuff. I just feel like it was just very cozy and like woodsy. Oh, and then here I was switching over to a bunch of candles just because I thought the lighting would make more sense. If this was actually an old house, they probably wouldn't have very modern pot lights. So I do use the pot lights. I just hide them underneath the chandeliers just to give a little bit more light because I feel like it was a little bit too dark. But yeah, moving on upstairs, there's kind of like that open landing area, and I use the wood beams again. And then this is one of 2 bedrooms. This would be kind of like the parents' room, I guess, or the adult Sims who are staying here, or if your Sims decide to live here, whoever you want it to be. There are 2 bathrooms upstairs as well, and there's one sort of powder room downstairs. I didn't film either of them, and actually, as of right now, I haven't furnished them either. I hate doing bathrooms, and this build was just taking me a really long time, and I was just kind of tired, so I will go back and furnish the bathrooms before I upload, but as of right now, this is what it looks like, and there are no toilets, so hey, it's an old house. Maybe your Sims have to go out into the forest to do their business. I don't know. And then yeah, this is the kids' room. Just cluttered it up with some toys, but I think that's pretty much it. And we are coming to the end of the video, so I will let you guys just watch. And as always, I will include some footage at the end of the interior and exterior. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.